Well, that was weird. Hello, today. Welcome to my stamp studio. I don't know what Facebook keeps doing. Keeps starting and stopping my video. So sorry. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today is our Hump Day Lunch Break Live. I'd like to thank you for joining me today and hope you find this project fun. This is a great one to give during those summer birthdays or retirements or graduations. You can make this card using whatever supplies you have, or you can purchase the supplies that I use. I'm just getting to my Facebook page right now to make sure I'm seeing myself live, and I'm not at the moment, so it'll just be another second or two. And let's see, one more click. Okay, all right. Do I see myself? There I am. All right. Say hi. Let me know that you're joining and where you're joining from. Love to know what you're having for lunch today. I am going to be having grilled cheese, one of my favorites. All right. So let's get started on today's projects. Well, actually, I've got a couple of things to share with you first. So today's project is going to be featuring our Cheers and Sips bundle. This is a stamp set and set of dies. It also comes in a product suite, and it comes with designer series paper, some embellishments, and much more. I'll put a link to the suite in my description or my comments here. I'll list all the supplies for you so you'll be able to get them, and it'll also be on my website. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can always get the latest information. And let's see, the other bundle that we'll be using, so we're using two bundles today. We're using our textured notes, and really I'm going to just be using the dies, and oh my goodness, they all fell apart here. These dies are phenomenal. Why I'm showing you two different bundles is because right now Stampin' Up! Has our online suite sale going. So what is that? It's buy one, get one free. So if you purchase one bundle, you can get it, or not free, sorry, 50% off. So if you purchase one bundle, you can get a second bundle at 50% off. Or if you don't want two bundles, you can purchase one and then you can order a second item and get that second item at 50% off. Whichever of the items is the least expensive is the one that will be marked as 50% off. So if you're going to get both bundles and you want to get extra designer series paper, I would recommend putting in two different orders. That way you get the one bundle at regular price and the other bundle at half price. Otherwise, if you put them all in one order, your designer series paper would be the thing that gets at half price. So just remember, the least expensive item is the item that's going to be 50% off. All right. The other reason I'm featuring this stamp set is I'm promoting my Summer Palooza online retreat. It's July 15th through the 17th, so it's the middle of the week. You don't have to worry about having your weekend being indoors. It's going to be during the middle of the week. So we'll be posting videos and classes and all sorts of things, all sorts of product reveals and shares. So much fun. We'll be having some challenges and just card shares that we'll be doing. And it's going to be on a private Facebook group. However, if you're not on Facebook, we will be putting all the class videos and all the other demonstration videos up on YouTube. They'll be unlisted, so only retreat participants can access that. If you're outside the United States and are unable to order a retreat package, then you can actually get our tutorial. And we have a tutorial option. But we are featuring two different suites. And the suites that we are featuring are the Cheers and Sips, which we're using today. And the second bundle that we're featuring is the Notes and Totes. All right, so you can get both retreats and get a full Palooza, or you can get one or the other. All right. For those that are participating in our retreat, we also have two additional classes. They're called our add-on classes that you can add to your retreat package. We will send them. You get the stamp set and all the supplies you need to make 4 cards. All right, so here's our list of products for today. And, oh, we're not using the Sweet Jar bundle, but, all right, let's get started on our card because it's so much fun. Let's see what else I want to share with you. So I need my dies out because I'll be using those to die cut. I'll be using our hexagon punch, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. I'll be using Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, and Secret Sea. These are 3 of our new ink colors. And what else is exciting about ink colors? Oh, if you're not sure what kind of ink color that you would like and want to see what it looks like, you can purchase an assorted pack of cardstock. So it's, I think it's 4 sheets of each of the 5 different colors. All right. So there we go with that. All right, let's get started on our card. Let's move these out of the way for the moment. And I have a piece of Timid Tiger here. So, oh, what did I do? I must have bent it by mistake there. All right, so we've got a piece of Timid Tiger. It is 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to do our first score mark at 2 1/2 inches. Make sure you're using your scoring blade. And then our second one will be at 5 1/2. So 2 scores. This is going to be a really fun card. All right. So there, we're going to be folding this flap on the inside, and I'm going to show you how to make a little pocket that you can put a little gift card in. So like I said, these are great for graduations, retirements, baby showers, birthdays, you name it. You know, just use a different stamp set. All right, then I've got a couple of different things. So I had said we were going to be using that those rectangle dies from our textured notes. Okay, so I went ahead and I did this a little bit ahead of time so we had a little bit more time for the card making. So I did this one here in Timid Tiger, and then I did the next size down in Basic White, and then I did another one in Basic White. It's a little bit smaller to put our sentiment on. All right, so I'm just going to put these away. I've got one die roaming my table somewhere, so I'll have to find out where that one went. I've got a piece of Designer Series paper here. Let me show you this Designer Series paper. It is so much fun. So you can die cut, you can use the dies to die cut these out, or you can fussy cut them out. This is our Secret C, and some veggies and peels and all sorts of like relishments and things you put inside your drinks. A little floral pattern. And then you've got this really fun one. I'm going to show you how to use that one today. And then, again, that one. So we're going to be using this pattern here with our small beverages on it. And then we'll also be using this one. So let me go ahead. I'm going to keep this one out. So again, this piece right here is 5 1/4 by 4. I have another piece that is 2 3/4 by 4. All right. And we'll be die cutting these pieces out. So I'm going to show you. I've decided that I want to stamp my, let's get a couple beverages going here. So I'm going to flip this one around here. I'm just taking a look at which ones I want to stamp. And, you know, I think we could go this way. All right. I'm going to grab my Secret C, and I'm taking my little glass here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right here. Just right in the middle of that rectangle. Just like that. Oh, I probably wanted it a little bit higher. My bad. Oh, well. We'll do it on the next one. And then we're going to stamp, I think we'll stamp this one right here. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. So I have just a little bit of white there, okay? Now, you can use the dies or you can fussy cut that out. Totally up to you. I'm going to pull in Timid Tiger, and I'm going to stamp a couple of my orange peels. So let's see, will it fit right there? Let's stamp one right there, right on the bottom here. And then I'm going to take my strawberry slush. And I'm going to stamp it right here. And I'm going to stamp another one right over here. Okay, so I can use those pieces that have been cut off. All right. Let's get our die cutting machine out. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down a little bit here. Just so I can make it easier to run through the die cut machine. So now I'll just cut this one. And we'll put this one aside for a future card. All right, let's get our die cut machine. I don't need all of this, so we're just going to do that one. All right. And I did a little bit of my die cutting with those other dies earlier, so we wouldn't have so much time watching me die cut. But these are really fun to watch, so we're going to do these. And I'm just going to get my dies in here. So let's just slide this through. I'm going to start off with this one right here. So I'm just going to center that. Hopefully that's centered. I can't see because I'm way on the other side of my machine here. And we'll take these. We're going to do our strawberry. That's the way my husband pronounces strawberry for my grandchildren. Strawberries. And we'll do our little orange slice. All right. We'll put our plate on top. Hold that in place and just run it through. You can always use washi tape or Post-it note tape, which is my preference, to run those through. And there's a lot of other pieces that you can use, but I'm just going to use those. I do feel like I need to color my strawberries, so I'm going to bring in a marker. And we're going to use this glass right here and the other strawberry. Okay, I'm just lining it up. And again, like I said, hopefully I got it straight because I'm on the other side of my machine. All right. So we got those. All right, so we've got our little bits and pieces here. You know what? I could do a lemon too. We'll just use our strawberry slush. We'll just do a lemon real quick. Not sure if I'm going to use it, but you know what? It kind of just popped in my head that I want to have one. All right, we'll run that through real quick. Now your little lemon slice, orange slice here is not perfectly round. So you'll have a little, just got to move it around your stamped image to get it in place. Now Sherry and I have had so much fun creating with the classes here. So in our retreat for the sips and cheers and the notes and totes, you actually will be making 8 different cards, and you'll get the envelopes, and you will have all the supplies that you need. You will need your own stamp set and dies, you know, your adhesive and inks. We don't supply that, but we supply all the pre-cut, die cut, scored, all that good stuff, card stuff. Again, you'll need the cheers and sips stamps and dies. All right. Let's get going to our base here. So I have our base. Oh, here's that other die. And I'm going to take my hexagon punch here. I'm just going to put this in part way. All right. It just will make it easier for your recipient to slide out their card. All right. Next, I'm going to take my tear and tape. I like using tear and tape for this so I know this little pocket will stay closed. And it's also narrow. You know, this adhesive is narrow. So I think it's about, what, 1/4 inch? All right, so I know that my gift card is going to fit in there. So I'm going to give it a little press. I'm going to peel it up here. Get rid of all that. We're just going to press that down. And now you have a nice little pocket for your gift card. All right. I'm just going to take that out for now. All right, press that together. Now our card is going to go like this. All right. Let's go assembling the rest of our cards. So I'm going to grab my seal, and I think it's probably going to run out. So I have my Seal Plus right next to me just in case. All right, so let's go ahead and put some adhesive on our designer series paper. Put that on the inside. All right. Then we've got our second piece of designer series paper. I'll put that on the front. I originally thought about just having this white, but I was like, I wanted something a little more. So I have that. Now, where did I put my die cut pieces? I just had them all stacked up. All right, here we go. First things first, I'm going to adhere this one down. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, and I'm only going to put it on that side. Actually, no, I'm not going to pop it up on dimensionals because we've got some thickness already there. But I'm going to put my adhesive along this side here. And I'm just going to put that right there. I'm just going to center that. Give it a nice little rub. All right. And I need some embellishments, and heaven's sake, I don't know where I put my embellishments. All right. Just had to reach over to my little bin here. And I'm going to grab some of these, my holographic resin dots. All right. Now I said I was going to color my little strawberries, so let's do that before I forget. So I'm just going to take one of my Stampin' Right markers here, and I'm going to use, let's see, we're going to use Mossy Meadow. And I'm just going to color my strawberry leaves here. You don't necessarily have to do that. I just feel like my leaves should be green there. All right, one, and we're gonna color that one there. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take our little card front here, and I'm going to kind of decorate here. So we're going to have our little cocktails. We'll put that one there. We'll put our little strawberries over here. And I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to cut this in half. Let's grab our snips. All right. Actually, I'm not going to cut it completely in half. I'm just going to put a half a slice in there, all right? And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to slide that right on my glass, just like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get everything adhered. So this first one, I'm just going to put right down on my paper, on my little rectangle there. Get a little bit on that lemon, and you can slide that lemon wherever you want. All right, I'm just going to put it right there. Okay, this one I'm going to take up on dimensionals. There are so many different things in this set. I'm just going to bring it over here so you can check it out while I'm doing this. That you can use. You can make all sorts of different beverages. Lemonade, iced tea, mint juleps, all sorts of things. All right, so I'll put this one right here. Before I get too much further, I'm going to take the sentiment saying it's your day, and we're going to take that in our Secret C. I like Secret C better than black. It's kind of my neutral go-to right now. And we're just going to stamp it right there. And we'll put this one up on a dimensional over on the side. So it can overlap right here. I've been really into sangria lately. I don't know why. I think it's because of this paper, to tell you the truth. All right, we'll just put those there. We'll go ahead and just put those on with some adhesive. And that's not wanting to come out. Why aren't you coming out? There we go. There's one. You could use liquid glue. I just was lazy and didn't pull out my liquid glue. All right. There we go. Let's put this onto our card front right here. I'm just going to use my adhesive, my seal. I'm going to place that right here, just like that. So there's our card front. When they open it, they've got that little pocket. You could put another piece of designer series paper out on there before you trim that out. Totally up to you. All right, let's just put our little gift card in there. Just slide that in. All right, so now I have this little rectangle here. And I thought it would be fun to take 2 of our stamps. And this one says, cheers, let's celebrate. So again, you could easily do this for a birthday, retirement, or graduation. Ooh, this is way too much ink. Hold on. That's going to have to be cleaned off. My pad is new, so I've got to remember to tap, 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 not crunch. All right, I just need to lay this back. So what I did to lay this out, kind of looked at where my stamp would go. So I got to make sure it goes the right direction. So I'm just going to lay it down. I'm putting both stamps on the same block. Tap, 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 tap. And cheers, let's celebrate. I'll put that right here. It's going to be hidden by that one. And I can actually add a little bit of embellishment here. So I can take half of my lemon here and a quarter of my lemon. Well, let's see how it's going to look. Let's get everything adhered down. So I'm just going to center this. It's going to be covered. So I can take one of my lemons here. And I kind of like this one to be like a quarter. Oh, that didn't get enough adhesive on it. Hold on, I'm putting adhesive on that little piece. There we go. And I'm going to just put this one right here, just like that. Okay, so this is our card. So I hope you enjoyed today's little lunch break. Hope you have a wonderful day. And join me again tomorrow night, 6:44 on Facebook. I will be doing my Stampin' Fun and More weekly class. And we are going to be having more fun with the Sips and Cheers bundle, Cheers and Sips bundle. I do have a couple other things to share with you. And I will be posting these on Facebook and on my blog. So these are just a couple of cards that I made with the textured notes. Okay. And these are things from the suite. Oh, I should probably add, sorry, kind of scrolled there. I should probably add some embellishments. You can color your embellishments with your blends. Oh, where'd it go? I'm just going to put it right there. Okay. And we can put a couple of small ones. Like kind of in our... Okay. There we go. Embellishment's done. So this is using another part of that suite. So the stamp set, the dies, the designer series paper, and these embellishments, the holographic resin, are all part of the Cheers and Sip suite. All right, now to share with you the cards that I made with the textured notes here. So I'm going to just pull this one in so you can see it. And here's one. Here's another one. Another one. Some of these are fun folds. This was a thank you letter or thank you card I had received from Rhonda, who is my upline. I participate in what's called Elite Mastermind with her. So I get tools and tips and help really expanding my business. So it's really awesome. And those are things that I share with my team as well. So I want to prove to myself that I can do my classes and have them be successful so I can share that with my teammates. So here's just another version of that using the textured note dies. Here's a fun one I did as part of a creative challenge that I was in last week. And it was basically to use a bundle from a suite. So that's what I did with this one. And then this one was our mystery card, which is the same design, but it was just showcasing how you can use different designer series paper. And I really wanted to share with you that you don't have to stick with all neutral colors. You can add some pops of color to your card. All right, so that's it for today. And yep, here's our final card. And join me for more, because you're going to have so many different ideas, and none of these ideas that I'm sharing with you are part of the retreat. So you have a whole nother 8 different ideas. So make sure you sign up for our Summer Palooza. Sign up is going on right now, and you'll want to sign up sooner than later. If you want to purchase the bundle, I would recommend doing it with the half price deal versus doing it as an add-on to our retreat, only because you get, you're going to save yourself some money. So here we go. That is our Summer Palooza. I hope to see you there. I'm really excited about the pillow gifts we've made and the fun things that we're doing with this. So yeah, check it out. I will put a link to my email address and a link to the event so you can check out what it's all about. All right. Happy lunch day, happy hump day, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.